Hey guys, it's Karwick. We are back with day 3, the final grind. Oh my god, this has been a grind. We have been busy for hours and hours. But yes, we are on day 3. We are one kitty cat short, which we're probably going to have to help the kitty cat catch up, which is one Desi. But me and Wolf are here to finish off day 3. We are going to start the grind from 68 to 85. And like I said in the previous videos, we are going to be questing in Northrend, and we're going to be doing the Northrend dungeons queue by queue. So you want to make sure you're going to go through all the Northrend dungeons because you want all the quests and you want the experience from each of the dungeons. So as soon as you have all the dungeons out of the way, and I mean all the Northrend dungeons, then you can you can random queue, or say you didn't get to a certain level and you've done all the dungeons, just random queue until you get the next set of dungeons released, and then go and run those dungeons. That's our plan. Being that I was running a tank, I'm going back to DPS because I've had some issues tanking. Obviously, because you guys know of my monk over there on the Alliance side. He's a Windwalker. That's what, of course, she is. I did go Brewmaster, but I was having, like I told you guys, I think in the previous video, I was having some bumps and grinds as a tank because it's been a long time since I've tanked as a monk. But like I said, we're here. We have 2 DPSs, so our queues are going to probably be a little longer to get into. So that's why you're going to want to quest. You can either quest in Howling Forge, which, if you guys don't know, you can actually fly over to Howling Forge into Howling Forge to the starting zone over there and start questing, or you can quest in the starting zone where they drop you off on the airship. Your choice is yours where you want to start your grind at. Now, if you don't want to quest, you can just auto queue, but that can take a long time. So that's why we're questing. We want the max experience that we can get for what we're going to be doing. So guys, we will be back shortly. We are going to start the grind. I will have the timer off and on through this. It's just going to be a pain because it has been a grind, and we're just trying to get this series done. So we are going to start our next day of grind and get it going. Wolf, you ready?
Yep.
Alright, we're going to do this, guys. We will be back. We will see you shortly.
Agony. My hatred burns through the cavernous deeps.
Alright guys, we are back. We actually have I had a really technical issue. I was going through my files for this series because I was recording bits and pieces, and we had some issues. So I get to explain to you what we did, being that we are level 80 and we are here in Mount Hyjal. I'll show you my gear because there's actually a gear vendor, and this is actually where you're going to be for the next few levels. Well, we're going to be too. So basically, we left off in Borean Tundra, and yes, we did that. We ran through Borean Tundra. We did the Wrath of the Lich King dungeons. We queued specifically for each dungeon because that's what you need. You want to get all the quests from each of the dungeons as you're going through it. You want to attempt to clean out Borean Tundra, do everything in Borean Tundra, because there's a lot of experience there. We were able to complete most of Caldaria. I think, is that how you call it? Caldara? Wolf?
The Caldera?
Caldera, okay, so I just... Alright.
Caldera?
yeah, we completed most of Caldera. Um, also Amber's Ledge. We did Garrosh's Landing and even Vengeance Keep. Now, if you're grinding through there, expect to get about 1,000,000 experience per hour up to level 80, which where we're at. But that's kind of the rough draft of what we did go through. So from 68 to 73, that's kind of what we did. From 74 to 77, we actually did move up to Zoldrake. And it also, something about Zoldrake that I liked is it gives you a good feel for the type of mobs in that area. Because for that particular expansion, those mobs kind of just like here, this is what we did. This is now I played through that expansion not when it was current content, but I've played through it a lot since then because I obviously had made a video and I had left I started in '07. I left not too long after, came back just recently within the last year or so I've had to play some of the expansion because I left off in Outlands when Outlands was current content. Um, yeah, but yeah, like I said, you want to let those mobs know who's boss over there when you're in Zoldrake. Just smash the shit out of them. Um, we continued there, and we did more randoms because we actually got a queue for randoms now. Now that we have got all the dungeons done, now we're queuing for random dungeons. You're going to want to head to Ice Crown actually for 78 to 80, and I would say go southeast down into one of those towns. There's a couple towns down in that area, and just start doing some questing there. We kind of broke 80 before we got there, so we've kind of finished up in the previous zone. So, but yeah, once once you get to 80, like I'm going to bring up here, we are 80 now. There's actually some gear upgrades here now. We're going to go get some gear upgrades here in Mount Hyjal, but now be prepared to replace all of your gear that is not BOA gear. Now, if you don't have BOA gear, get ready to replace all your gear because it's all greens. But I do have some dungeon gear, that I'm replacing as well. I'm probably not going to be replacing the Touch of the Void, of course, because that is good until 100. But yeah, I'm going to be getting rid of some of my gear that isn't upgraded to 1 of 2 and whatnot. So let's go in here. While we're here, I'll show you guys where this vendor is, and we can start doing some upgrades. And as I continue to discuss what's going on from here. Now, you will get Crest Reroid gear, which you might want to upgrade, but I think some of this gear is better than the quest upgrade. And if you've got upgraded gear from doing dungeons, that's always great too. But for the next couple of levels, we're going to be here in Mount Hyjal. So expect this to be your home. So if you don't have, so go set your Hearthstone somewhere here, and you're going to live here at least until 83. And it should go pretty smoothly here. Now, depending on how fast you grind, you could be getting about 2 million XP an hour, and you want to queue for specific dungeons, which are the Kata dungeons. And I think we have access to a couple particular Kata dungeons. Yeah, we have Blackrock Caverns and Throne of the Tides. So basically we're going to queue for both of those, and then we're going to do randoms as we're questing. So we're going to do upgrades. Hopefully my video software will continue to work properly so I can record us here in Mount Hyjal. Otherwise, I will be back, letting you guys know what's going on and where you need to go. That's the only reason this part's a little bit longer, because I had to explain to you guys where we had to go, because like I said, my software decided to go all cuckoo. But yeah, this lady right here, her name is Iris Moondreamer. She will have your upgraded gear, and like I showed you, it is green, which I'm going to be upgrading her gear to, all of her, except for her loom gear, of course. But yeah, we will be back, and keep an eye out. Let's see. Let's hope we have no more video recording issues. Cross your fingers, people. Hey guys, it's Carwick. Alright, we're actually back here with our Level It Up series on day 3 grind. We are, as you can see, I'm 83. We are on the final grind right now. We're in Tanaris, and we're getting ready to go into Oldham. Now, to be honest, I was thinking about doing Twilight Highlands, but being I know Oldham fairly well, I decided to make this my home until we're 85. So, we're going to actually we're on our way to go over to the caravan and whatnot. And, oh, I'm going the wrong way. There we go. Need to turn that way. Anyways, we're heading over to the caravan, and we're going to go follow the chain of quest queue there. And we're going to also queue for specific dungeons until we make 85. And then we're going to be on our way to Pandora. But we will be back discussing a little bit more about what's going on here. But yeah, we are on our way, as you can see by the map here. I am flying at very slow speeds too. Alright guys, see you in the next clipping. We will be 85 and I will have a little bit more for you. Peace. This is me and Wolf back.
Will break, and all will burn beneath the shadow of my wings.
Right, we are here. We have made it to 85. The final grind is over. At least for right now. We're in Pandaria, and we're actually at a town. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to fly in Pandaland once you get here at level 85. They don't allow flying don't become available until you're level 90. And it's a bit pricey. It's like 2,500 gold. Anyways, you're going to probably need to get a friend, or depending on if your faction is ally or horde, which, well, obviously you can tell we're horde, so we have to come south from our actual starting location. Because the horde actually start up here, which we're actually going to go up there and start the quest line and all that good stuff to get going over here. We had a friend fly us over, so we could show you guys this over here at Dawn's Blossom. There's a good place. There's a good place right here. They're greens, but they're basically going to be upgrades to what you're wearing. If your loom gear goes to 90, 100, of course you won't be replacing any loom, but you'll be replacing your other gear, like your boots and gloves and whatnot. And it's not too expensive, as you can see here, but he does have, like, he has basically everything from chest. Now, if you don't have if you don't actually have the loom gear and you're watching the video, well, obviously you're going to want to replace almost everything you got, so hopefully you'll have the gold for it. This is the gold here that she has. That's what she has left from all of... I haven't spent any of her gold, and I haven't sent her no gold from any other characters, so she's been buying all her flying. She's been buying everything, so just for this particular series, she's been saving all her gold, and as you can see, I got a bunch of junk to sell too. We are actually going to pick up some new gear for her. As you can see, it's 372 gear, which is it's a bit better. But yeah, this is the end of this series. We have made it to 85. That was the whole purpose of this, in 3 days, to show you that it can be done in 3 days, which it can. And this is in loom gear. This is not without loom gear. Obviously, I did say in one of my previous videos we were going to have another video without loom gear. That will be coming, but that's going to be a long run in the making. So that will be in the near, I don't want to say near future, that's going to be in the future. I don't want to put any hopes out there that it is going to be in the near future, but it will be in the future. We did have a lot of issues this time around. I had to take a lot of takes on this on day 3. We just had so many issues with my software. It just wanted to fritz out and screw up. But I kind of, stopped and told you where we were, what we were doing, and I do apologize for that. It happens once in a while. I've had many videos with me and Wolf that we've had to redo on a few occasions because my recorder decided to go on the fritz. But he's right there with his Poochie. We're here at the guy. We're going to be upgrading our gear at this particular person, and we're going to, obviously we're going to go back to Grimer and start our whole quest line to move on down, get our portal, and move on down into the cities. And if you don't have anyone to fly you to this town, as soon as you get done with that starting zone, I would advise you getting down here as quick as possible. Just run your butt all the way down here and get you some gear so that you're at least somewhat prepared for this area. Otherwise, if you know what you're doing, then you might not really need to worry about gear upgrades. Obviously, being we know where to go for the upgrades, so we can get around and get our upgrades, so we can just pretty much smash through everything. But yeah, I showed you your upgrades at 80, where you get those. At 85, you get upgrades. At 90, there is more upgrades. If you're, I was going to say if your account only goes to 90, but being with the launch of Legion, Draenor has now become part of the game. So there is 90 gear if you guys want to know. It's 496 gear, which can actually be upgraded. And of course you have the best gear in the game, which at this level right now is max, which is 100, and it's the Baleful gear, or raid gear if you guys live in the raider, you guys are raiders and whatnot. But yeah, that's the end of the series. We got the 3 days done, and we will see you in the next video. Anything you'd like to add, Wolf?
Nope, not really.
Not really? Alrighty. It has been a hell of a grind, though. I will admit it. Alright, guys, and we're out.